It's not like I'm washed up, used goods that, can't bring anything to the table at this point. Sometimes you have to date someone that isn't good for you in order for you to figure out what you want in a partner. And I would
That's a hell of a rationalization for chasing Chad during your 20s and then locking down a beta later on, right, guys? What is going on, Warband? It is Taylor the Fiend, back again with another response video, and on today's show, we're looking at a video submission through the Patreon titled 3 Reasons Why Girls Really Chase Bad Boys. But before we crack into it, guys, if you're new here or if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to subscribe on your way in. Come and join the Discord if you haven't already. And if you'd like to support the channel, get some exclusive videos and stuff like that, be sure to check out the Patreon and join that if you'd like. I've got some people to thank for contributions to the channel, which I will be doing it roughly halfway through. But let's see what she's got to say.
but I think often girls are blinded by a guy that seems really nice in the beginning, but then ends up being a bad boy and manipulative. I'm not saying all of you guys are like this. On my channel, I really like to be able to see both sides. I don't like to bash women. I don't like to bash men, but I like to be able to hold both parties accountable for mistakes that they make in their relationships or just in life in general.
I love how, we're holding both sides accountable, but we're just saying that, women aren't choosing Chad, guys. They're not choosing the bad boys. Maybe they're just blinded temporarily. He's nice in the short term, but then he starts to treat her like crap. And you know what? 12 months, 2 years down the line, she thinks to herself, hey, maybe it's time to get out of this relationship. No, guys, girls, don't buy this. Girls are not blinded. Okay, they're attracted. What happened to accountability, right? That just went out the window so damn quick.
Because I don't think it's fair to just point fingers and put all the blame on one person. I think it often takes two to tango. So while some of these women, they go after these bad boys and they don't give the good guys a chance, it's often because of a deep-rooted issue that they really genuinely need to work on, that
Again, I'm not hearing the accountability part.
maybe they just haven't done yet. So for a lot of people, this is a stage. And in my Why Nice Guys Don't Finish last video that I did, I mentioned that she might have a little bit of a bad boy stage. By no means was I saying that you should be with a girl who has gone through 100 different boyfriends, who has never given you a chance, and now that she's 40 and wants to settle down, she's looking your direction. That
Yeah, no kidding, I'm not doing that, right? But here's the thing. That stage that you mentioned, it often is that, right? So, that stage of dating a few bad guys, what's happening in 2021, guys, is that's all girls are doing. They're chasing Chad, sometimes well into their 50s. I know that's disgusting to say, guys, but a lot of these girls, they're getting called pretty, they're getting complimented so much, they have so many options from thirsty guys. That's what's happening is they're thinking that that they think that they're, God's gift to the earth, and they're rocking around 50 still thinking they can lock down a guy. That's not how it works, right?
was not what I was saying when I said that. Just speaking from personal experience, I dated like a bad boy, I guess, when I was 16. And by the time I was 18, 19, I had totally grown out of that. So
I doubt it, but we're going to give her the benefit of the doubt. Hold in the laughter, guys. We're going to give her the benefit of the doubt, okay?
it's not like I'm washed up, used goods that, can't bring anything to the table at this point. Sometimes you have to date someone that isn't good for you in order for you to figure out what you want in a partner. And I would
In other words, guys, sometimes you have to use your youth and fertility, going through guys that you actually desire and want commitment from, to then, settle for a guy who, that you can just lock down and use for resources. That's the translation here. Okay. Now, I don't want to bash on this woman in particular. We're going to give her the benefit of the doubt and assume she's saying something else, right? Yeah, anyway.
actually argue that that is such an important part of being in relationships and dating and figuring out what you want, because I think a lot of people rush into one relationship. They date one person from the time they're 15 the rest of their life. They never experience anything with anybody else. They never figure out what they actually want in a partner. Sure, sometimes people get lucky, but ultimately I think dating a couple people that maybe aren't the best for you actually ends up being really beneficial in figuring out what you really do want in a partner. And
Yeah, see, that would be a fine argument to make if it was just like maybe one or two at max, bad guys. But what's happening is women are literally attracted to this. You can't just brush this off as a mistake. Oh, she has some healing to do. Guys, I love how okay, here's what happens, guys. They hit 30 and 40. and they need a way to rationalize their behavior and sucker in a beta guy. So you know what the rationalization becomes? It becomes this very pleasant narrative of how they've healed themselves. They've healed their insecurity. And you know those younger girls, well, they just haven't done the work healing themselves. It's got nothing to do with healing. You're still insecure at that age. Most people generally, especially girls, are insecure, right? They don't just go to some therapy, think that they've done the work on themselves, and then come out the other end with no insecurity, and now they can choose a good guy because she actually appreciates his compliments and his gifts. That's not how it works. Don't buy this, oh, I've healed now, I've done the work on myself. It's just rationalization for the fact that you're running out of time. That's what it is. To spin it as anything else, I feel as though is incredibly dishonest, guys.
and not settling. So that's just me speaking from personal experience. I've had a couple relationships that were not right for me before the one that I'm in now, and ultimately from those relationships that were not right for me and where I wasn't compatible with that person, I learned what I want and what I don't want in a future partner, and now I'm able to see that a lot more clearly because I went through it. So just saying, that's just me speaking from personal experience. Of course, you don't have to agree with me, but I just wanted to clarify that because I think a lot of you were coming after me for that in that video when it's not even really what I meant. So
And no, because it is what you meant, though. People are coming after you because you're still just being dishonest, and you're still displaying what you meant in this video. That's why.
some people would consider a bad boy to be dripping with testosterone, to be a guy lifting in the gym 24/7 with girls hanging all over him. They might be rebellious, they might be emotionally unavailable, manipulative, they might just be bad news, and yet there's
Okay, only one of those qualities was bad, and that was manipulative. Going to the gym, having girls, hey, good on you. Having a high testosterone count, that's healthy and normal. Okay, like I heard no other negative qualities aside from the fact that he manipulates. So just keep that in mind, guys, right?
still getting girls to chase them. However you want to define it, I'm sure bad boy looks different to a lot of people, but they're never good news. Although those bad boys exist, I know there are so many amazing guys out there too, and I can speak from personal experience on that as well. I get so many amazing comments and DMs and emails from so many of you guys that have just given me faith in humanity that good people still exist out there. So many of you are sweet, thoughtful, kind, gentlemen that any girl would be truly so lucky to have. So
If you hear those words, guys, I want you to take an audit of yourself and remove all of those words from your personality immediately. Those qualities will repulse girls. They absolutely will. I wish it wasn't the case, but we're living in 2021 now, guys. And if you're a nice gentleman who wants to take her on dates, um, I mean, you're just that's not what the times are anymore, guys, unfortunately. But I'm going to take a moment here to thank some of the contributors to the channel, guys. So I'm going to be going through a bunch of names, and I just want to say a huge thank you to you guys. I will be continuing to put out content for you guys, and the support goes a long way for the channel. So let's start from the top. No Name, Chris, I Skywalk, Ian, Serdar, Dean, Art, Peter, George, Troy, um, Get Moist. And also a huge thank you to Vils as well. I want to say a huge thanks to Vils, especially, man. You were too kind. You did not need to do that. And I sincerely do appreciate that. So thank you to those boys for contributing to the channel. And let's return to what else she's got to say.
I don't want you guys to think that you need to play games or act like a bad boy to get a girl, because the truth is that you're gonna get a girl that maybe you wouldn't want to chase you if you do those things. So I will never be giving you guys advice on how to get a girl to chase you, or how to be toxic, or how to promote bad behavior. If you want to watch that, go somewhere else, because you're not going to get that from me.
Here's the thing. Words like toxic, terrible behavior, all of these things, they all come out when the girls lose attention, right? So here's the thing. Bad boys you don't need to treat a girl like crap. All you need to do is prioritize something above the girl, and it's automatically toxic, right? If you guys have a passion, a hobby, an interest, something that you really care about, and you place it before the girl, they just lose their minds, man. You're just this toxic, terrible creature for putting something above them. I personally don't think that's toxic. I really don't. I think that removing women from the pedestal that society wants to put them on is not toxic. I think actually it's incredibly healthy for men to realize that, hey, the things that they're doing have value, that their interests have value, their life has value. You can't be getting into a relationship with a 30, 40-year-old woman, when you've spent your whole life building it up, just so she can take half your crap and walk away. with kids that aren't even yours, right? That's not what we're peddling over here, guys. That's not what we want for men, and I hope that you guys want some more for yourselves as well. Than that end of the rainbow. Let's keep going.
I think everyone deserves to be in a healthy, happy, and mature relationship. And ultimately, someone that's playing a bad boy facade just has some healing he needs to work on, and it's not benefiting anybody. So
You just love the shaming, right? No, they're not getting attention, so it's just to the shaming. Interesting.
number one, they like the chase. So this one is pretty obvious. I think we all know this. A lot of people are all about the chase, and then once they actually catch what they were chasing, they don't want it anymore. And ultimately, it is normally because they're chasing someone that subconsciously they know is emotionally unavailable, and they themselves are probably emotionally unavailable as well. And when they're chasing someone emotionally unavailable, it takes longer to catch up to that, so they won't have to face the fact that they are also emotionally unavailable because they're chasing something that they feel deep down is unattainable, and they will never have to face the reality. So
that was a lot of jargon for women chase dopamine and validation. That was a lot of jargon for women chase validation, guys. That's really the translation there.
Girls who like the chase, or people in general who like the chase, often like the chase more than they actually like the relationship. And then once they get into the relationship and the high is over from the chase, the butterfly honeymoon season is over, they feel very bored. And that is when things normally go south.
Yeah, I mean, she just described that perfectly well, right? If you were to tie that little section up in a bow and say, you can sum up most situations as exactly that. You see, that was actually the correct way to explain, and that's why a lot of people are fed up with it, right? That particular part she just said, guys. I'd encourage you to go back and watch that particular part in general, because that literally sums up the current situation and why people are sick of it and choosing to walk away. But anyway, guys, I think we're going to leave today's video there, a slightly longer one than usual. So if you guys enjoyed, be sure to subscribe on your way out. Leave a comment, leave your thoughts, your experiences, your opinions, share with each other. And if you'd like to support the channel, guys, a great way to do that is through the Patreon. You get access to some exclusive videos and stuff like that. I'll be recording one after this video for over there. So if you're interested in supporting the channel, getting some extra videos, be sure to check that out. But I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Yo boys, it's Taylor here. I just want to say thank you if you've made it to the end of the video, and if you've been enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe on your way out, join the Discord, and check out the Patreon link in the description. See you boys in the next one.
Talking too much in the game and they're missing it. I had to put myself together, we can compose your